Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of, not the latest, but the second to last latest? Okay, the episode that dropped during Comic-Con last week for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the big crossover episode with Lower Decks. I finally watched it, really enjoyed it, but before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, or a Boimler-filled review. Sorry. And if in case you haven't seen this episode, you don't want to keep listening to or watching it, as I will be discussing this episode in great detail with spoilers, character stuff, plot details, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's make it so. So, this episode's crossover was revealed about a year ago, maybe less than a year ago. It was revealed long before Comic-Con 2023 occurred, where Lower Decks would be crossing over with Strange New Worlds, which was really exciting to me because I love both shows. And so when they said we were getting a crossover, I wasn't sure how that was going to work, how it was going to look. And then from the first look photos that dropped about a month or two ago, we saw the first live action photos of both Beckett Mariner and Bradward Boimler being played respectively by their voiceover actors, but in live action form, which I thought was really, really cool. And it's so trippy to hear their real voices coming out of their mouths, even though they're using their own real life voices most likely to voice their respective characters. It was so cool to see them in live action. It kind of felt like some Space Jam shit was going on in this episode, and I loved it. Normally time travel kind of gives me this weird anxiety feeling, but in this case I felt much more relaxed while watching it, because it wasn't necessarily about time travel. It was about getting stuck in a certain time period and being unable to go anywhere else for that matter, and trying to adjust to their surroundings. And seeing them interact with the likes of Spock, Nurse Chapel, Pike, Number One, everybody was great. It was super fun and super funny. I love that they got to dress up both Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid as their respective characters via live action. Even Jack Quaid got the purple hair thing going as Boimler. It was amazing. So this was a fun episode. This was a fun episode. I think, like most people, I enjoy crossovers of any kind. Whether it's within the same franchise or two franchises colliding, it's always great fun. And we've had Star Trek crossovers before, but I don't believe we've ever had any that relied on time travel. And I realized that was the only way to make this one work, with Strange New Worlds being in the past and Lower Decks being in the same timeline as Deep Space Nine and Next Generation. Well, actually, it's after Next Generation and after Deep Space Nine, because the Dominion War is over. So Lower Decks is a very present show. It's in the present Star Trek, with Strange New Worlds being set 120 years in the past. So I like that they included that little factor in there, the whole time travel thing, just to have an excuse to have these two hilarious characters make their live action debut in Strange New Worlds. And it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked how they also helped figure out their own way to get home, too. Using a part of the Enterprise that they had no idea they even had. And the fact that Number One is indeed a poster girl, but not the kind of poster girl we might think of, but she's the one who's on the Starfleet recruitment poster with her own ad asperetta, or I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but from her big legal drama episode that we got a few weeks ago, and that incredible moving episode, they have that slogan under their Starfleet recruitment banner with her picture on it. That was a nice touch, I thought. That was very cool. So I'm pretty excited. I was pretty excited while watching this, and I'm still excited talking about it, because the next episode was great too, but I'll do that review later. But I really enjoyed this crossover episode. I don't know if and how they'll do more, but that would be great if they could. Oh man, good stuff. This was a lot of fun. If they're going to do any more crossovers, please let it be between Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds, because that very ending, seeing the Strange New Worlds cast in animated form when they're all drinking that Orion drink and they all start making meta commentary about looking 2D animated and feeling weird and funny. Ah, that was delightful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. I'm sure it got a big reaction out of being screened at Comic-Con earlier this month. I'm sure that was a lot of fun and a good crowd to see it with. What did you guys think of this episode? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Star Trek Strange New Worlds drops new episodes every Thursday on Paramount Plus. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, live long and prosper.